Today I got a key from a developer for an upcoming game called VELEV. I hope I pronounced it right. It's described on Steam as an intense PvPvE combat strategic team play across diverse classes. It features continuous character growth through exploration and extraction. So basically, as you can see here, there are 4 classes available for me. Again, keep in mind, this is a pre-release version of the game. This is not the final version of the game. And well, definitely it shows. We're going to talk about this in a moment. So basically, you choose your character and you can auto-matchmake with other players. You can have up to 3 in a party. You can invite friends. You can see you can have up to 3 from what I can tell here. And you are basically sent into a world where you need to survive and extract. The reason for the extraction of items is because it's very hard to survive the environment. We're going to talk about that in a moment. And basically, if you extract items, you can actually start the next run with some items that you collected. Straight away, you can see at the bottom you have already all your skills available and items and these stats for your characters. As you explore the world, you're going to find items for specific classes. Sometimes you won't get actually what you want, and you can actually equip it, become stronger. There are also cooldown for your abilities, and there are so consumable items and chests, as you can see here. Basically, this is a very, very tough game. Actually, I think this is just surprisingly difficult. I don't know if it's supposed to be super that hard, but it is. I mean, you can barely survive here. Even just you see 2 fairies coming at you, it's super, super hard. You can't I can slash your way here, and careful planning and retreating back and positioning and activating your abilities at the right time, all of that is crucial for survival. Not just that, there's also a circle like in Battle Royale that closes on you. As you can see the edges of it at the bottom right side of the map, and it's going to deal lots of damage if you stay outside, so you always need to push into in order to get inside into the inner circle. So not just it's very, very hard, as you can see, you're going to get tons of damage from enemies, especially if you don't have the right gear. If you die, you lose all your gear and you start from the beginning. So in this case, I'm playing as a warrior and I got a sword. They need to do something so I can actually just dragging the sword on top of the other one. Basically, I needed to remove the other one, and then I was able to use it. At this point, it was the beginning. I didn't even know what to do. It was kind of weird, but then I realized, all right. Anyway, this needs to be fixed. So in terms of inventory, you can see similar to Diablo in a way. You have kind of a grid with limited space. You need to manage things. When you get more items, you can actually drop items as well if you don't need them. So you can see there, basically the other character gave me a shield to protect me, which is cool. Now I'm actually seeing that. I didn't pay attention back then. But if you look here, I'm getting shredded. I mean, this is just crazy. You can't really just second slash your way through. They're gonna demolish you, those enemies. Now, he was smarter than me, probably had more experience than I had, because he saw me just going into everything here. But there's a mistake, of course. I learned that later on, where I died so many times. So the thing is that I realized it's very important to pay attention to the map, because there are some campfires. By the way, you can see on the left an area of the bushes. You can actually hide there and become invisible. That's how the game is. You can actually hide if you need to. But basically, there are campfires where you can generate your mana and HP. I'm playing as a warrior now, that's why you see mana 0. Basically, I don't have mana needs. But if you play, for example, as the wizard, you will need mana in order to cast your spells. Yeah, it was getting shredded. Look at that. You should stay far. Yeah, it's pretty hard. Then you can see I didn't pay attention, and the circle closes on us. What you see here is very important. After several minutes after the game started, you have an extraction option. And once you do that, you're actually extracting items that you have, and you can use them later on. It's very important because you need items if you want to become stronger when you get in the next time. after you died. So this is the moment I didn't realize that I'm going to get hit by it. But yeah, basically I couldn't get to the chest there. And yeah, so the thing is that the game is overwhelmingly challenging. I mean, really. But once you realize that you need to do certain things and approach things very strategically and preferably with other players, this is very important to play in co-op because otherwise it's going to be super hard for you. You're going to see the game differently, in a different way. The problem I have with this game is that you really need to rush things. Right? It's not like you approach things strategically, but you always have these circles, so you need to do things fast. Basically, you have both time limit to do things, and also it's very challenging as well because you need to reposition yourself with enemies. Anyway, very challenging. But again, there is a way to actually carry things after the run. So it's kind of more like a roguelite type of game. You carry some progression to the next one if you do things correctly with the extraction. That's how you actually get stronger and better the next one. You also have an item. You can see the bottom right. I have two now. I'm going to show you. So this is the wind pocket, which actually refreshes after some time. And it allows you to send kind of a beacon that actually scans the area and reveals enemies. Really, you need to know how to approach the area because, you know, there's a fog of war. And if you find yourself against an enemy and already have an aggro, it can be very, very hard if you don't know what's ahead of you. Here I'm just making the mana battle, but I don't need mana. I didn't realize that back then, but again, it doesn't do anything, of course. So this is the campfire, by the way. So if you activate it here, you can only activate it once based on my experience. So you can use it to generate health. I didn't do it here because I didn't know it back then. But basically, you can generate both health and mana, and then you can find other ones. You can actually look at a map enlarge and see which path you want to go based on your situation. As you can see here, I'm taking my time, and that's the thing. I can't take my time too much because then the circle closes on me. Of course, it's also PvPvE, so you know you need to survive and you're going to fight probably other players. I didn't get a chance to do it here because I didn't meet other players actually were actually fighting against, but probably this is going to be as well. It's both PvP and PvE as well in the same game. And then I died. Now, as you can see here, the map, and you can actually zoom in the map. You can actually also position the map, which is very good. You can actually just drag it around or zoom in until as you basically see and strategize your move. So again, it feels like kind of a battle royale with PvP, PvE. With again very strategic play where players need to become stronger. But the thing is that you're going to fight against other players who already might have advantage of you, where they already extracted items. So it's kind of felt like a division also, kind of a mishmash of different popular genres. How it turns out to be, we need to wait and see. Right now, it feels not really too polished, of course, and it takes some time to get used to it, but I like the idea overall. Now, I'm not sure about that with the extraction, because it might be, you know, give some significant advantage for some players. Anyway, if you go to the merchants, there's also a trade option, which is locked, as you can see. So there's some economy outside of the run itself. And basically you can see that there are some merchants with refresh items you can purchase with resources that you have. Based on my knowledge, you need to extract these resources as well with the gold and be able to buy some items and be able to, you can sell items that are already extracted and buy items with the gold. So probably going to sell and buy in order to get better items to get in the run and just be stronger for your next run. So the thing is that it's an interesting concept, right? It feels different. It feels like a combination from different games, but how it turns out to be, well, I haven't played enough to know that. But as of the time of playing, not a lot of players played, and many players who actually played with me died very fast, including myself afterwards, even though that I spend more time playing and trying to understand how to play. So an interesting concept. How well it's going to be, we need to wait and see. But yeah, it's worth following this game and see how it turns out to be. First impressions, it doesn't feel finished for sure, I'm telling you right now. And definitely going to be lots of players who are going to get frustrated with their gameplay itself, especially at first. But maybe, just maybe, we have something very special here that will turn out to be something unique compared to many other games. A combination of different game genres that maybe will, I don't know, will yield something very interesting and fun. As you can see, you're trying rushing here, but getting the aggro of so many enemies, there's no chance here. But basically, there's so many great chests there and lots of stuff that if you're with a good team, you'll be able to loot it and be able to extract those things, you're probably going to get a good advantage. Anyway, it's really exciting to see. I'm going to play more and I'll share with you more if I find something more substantial. And that's about it for this video. If you have any question, let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for the developer who provided me the key. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.